Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about Henry Cavill. We've got some very bad news again regarding his Superman. It looks like he will not be wearing the cape ever again. This story is just getting absolutely ridiculous. Like, the guy was cast as Superman over 10 years ago. He's never got a sequel, and I don't think he's had a fair shot at playing the character either. There's been so many leadership changes at Warner Brothers, and they're just throwing him around, and he is just one committed guy. He just wants to play Superman, and they've just never given him a clear path to do so. He literally made a post a couple of months ago when Black Adam came out confirming that he was back as Superman. He was so excited about the future of the character and coming back to the DC universe, and then this whole disaster happens again. Now, to be fair, that was the old Warner Brothers regime that told him to announce that he was back, and then James Gunn and Peter Safran were hired and they were like, whoa, hold on. And I'm sure The Rock is pretty pissed off right now too, because he said in interviews for Black Adam that he fought for Henry Cavill to come back for over 5 years. And then he finally wins that fight. Henry Cavill is back. They're gonna fight in Black Adam 2. Now Black Adam 2, the sequel, is most likely cancelled, and Henry Cavill, his good friend, is gone as well. Warner Brothers right now looks like an absolute mess. So guys, this whole thing broke basically when I was going to sleep last night. Like, it was blowing up everywhere on social media. The first thing we're gonna look at is Henry Cavill's Instagram post where he basically says, like, I am done as Superman. So he says, I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman after being told by the studio to announce my return back in October prior to their hire. This news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed, but what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. That was a good post. Like, you can tell Henry Cavill is just a good dude overall. Obviously, I'm sure he's upset, like, you know, all of these different leadership changes, and he's always just wanted to play Superman, and he just never got the opportunity, really. But that was a classy post from him. I really respect that. Everyone in the comments is saying go back to The Witcher or sign the James Bond contract or go to Marvel, which, if you think about that, it really sucks that he left The Witcher because he was making roughly $1 million an episode, which is a lot of money, and I know it was never confirmed, but everyone believes that he left The Witcher to pursue Superman because he made the I'm back as Superman post, and then literally a couple of days later he left The Witcher. So if he did leave The Witcher for Superman and then now he's just not Superman, now he's lost out on The Witcher and DC, which really sucks, and I feel for the guy. This is just the perfect example of right person, wrong time. If Henry Cavill was the same age that he was when he was first cast for Man of Steel, I think he would make a perfect Superman for the DCU that James Gunn is currently creating. It just sucks because right now James Gunn wants to have a younger Superman, but Henry Cavill, when he first started being Superman, would have been perfect. Now obviously he's a bit older and he was barely in anything. Like, if you really think about it, he had one solo movie, which was Man of Steel, which I personally like. I think it's a really great movie. Then he was in Batman vs Superman, not the greatest movie, of course. Then he was in Justice League, which the theatrical cut was an absolute dumpster fire. He was great in the Snyder cut, and then there was just faceless cameos that wasn't even Henry Cavill. So some people are saying that he did get a chance to be a good Superman because he had a trilogy, which that's not true in my opinion. He had one of his own movies and then was just a part of other movies. That's not a fair shot in my opinion. So that was Henry Cavill's Instagram post. Now let's go over to Twitter and see what James Gunn had to say. So James Gunn tweeted, Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. Now that's cool because maybe he could come back down the line. He's not going to be the main DCU Superman because, like James Gunn said, he wants to have a younger actor, which I'm 24. I think if you need a Superman, let me know. I'll do it for cheap. But what excites me there is that he says there's a possibility of working together in the future. So maybe they have a big multiversal event and Henry Cavill comes back. Maybe he's the Kingdom Come Superman. I think that would be really cool. Put some gray in his hair. But to be completely honest, if I was Henry Cavill, I don't know if I would would want to come back. Like, I have just so much disdain for Warner Brothers at this moment if I was him. Like, yes, James Gunn could think of something really awesome for him to come back, but at the same time, I feel like he's just been thrown around and just kind of disrespected, to be completely honest, and if I was him, I just wouldn't really want to do it, but that's obviously his decision. Maybe he does want to come back in the future, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think he could come back as, if it's going to be Superman or maybe a different character. Then on Twitter, James Gunn confirms that he has been writing this Superman movie for a little while now, but that he won't be directing it, so they're still currently looking for someone to actually direct this film. But I trust James Gunn, and I think he can write a pretty good Superman movie, especially because he's a big comic book nerd. He obviously knows a lot about Superman, so that to me is pretty exciting. I know some people are kind of weary about James Gunn writing a Superman movie. Someone tweeted at James Gunn saying, "Please tell me this isn't going to be an origin movie," and James Gunn confirms, no way. So that means we're going to be picking up with Superman in his younger years. We're not going to do the whole origin story, Krypton exploding, all of that. We're going to jump right into him being Superman, which I think is pretty cool. Then James Gunn talks about Ben Affleck a bit here, so someone tweeted at him and said, "Could Ben Affleck direct?" James Gunn responded with, "Met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project." I think it would be amazing if Ben Affleck directed the DCU Batman movie. That would just be perfect. He was originally supposed to star and direct in his own Batman film. That unfortunately didn't happen. Deathstroke was supposed to be the villain, and Batgirl was supposed to be in the movie too. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but I think it would be awesome to just give him the keys to the kingdom, let him direct a Batman film. So guys, that's all the information that we currently have right now. Henry Cavill is out, Ben Affleck might be directing, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I honestly think this is the only way that James Gunn and Peter Safran could have went. The DC movies have such a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, to the point where they don't even go to the theater and pay to see them. That obviously affects box office and the success of DC studios going forward. Like, for example, right now, if you're a family of 5 and it costs over $100 to go to the movie theater, I would say 99% of the time families are going to choose to go see a Marvel movie because they have a better chance of enjoying it versus the current DC movies, and that hurts the brand, you know? Like, you are trying to make a profit here. You're Warner Brothers Discovery, you need money, and pumping out these superhero films and getting mixed critical responses and then also not making a ton of money is obviously bad. So James Gunn and Peter Safran are tasked with a huge job here to essentially reboot the DC universe to make it profitable and have people enjoy what they're doing. And another obstacle they had was whether or not to continue the Snyderverse. Me personally, I was a huge fan of the Snyderverse. Like, yes, it had its hits and misses, but overall I did enjoy it. But at the same time, there was just so much turmoil there. You have like Amber Heard and Aquaman, which is obviously going to affect that movie. Then you have Ezra Miller as the Flash, which is going to be a train wreck in my opinion for the Flash movie in June, if it even comes out. And all of the actors were aging in their roles. Like, they've been cast for these movies for almost 10 years, and I truly believe the only way to make the future DCU successful is to basically just recast everybody, which it seems like James Gunn is going to do that because he canceled Wonder Woman 3. Ben Affleck is obviously going to get recast because he's much older in the role of Batman, and it seems like they're probably going to want a younger Batman, especially if they want a younger Superman. Henry Cavill is out, Ray Fisher isn't coming back, Ezra Miller's gone, Gal Gadot is most likely gone too. Like, literally all of your core Justice League members are going to be gone now, so it just makes sense that they are leading towards a full reboot. This just really sucks though, because I loved Henry Cavill as Superman, and the fact that he is not going to be wearing the cape again really sucks. He's a great actor though. I'm sure he'll land a role, whether that's in James Bond or something else. I think Kevin Feige should call him up right now and be like, hey, you know what? You want to be Hyperion, Doctor Doom, Sentry, like whatever you want, Captain Britain even, come to Marvel and we'll do you right. I think that would be great, and I hope the future of the DCU is great too. James Gunn said at the beginning of 2023 we're going to get a look at what that DC movie slate is going to be, and my assumption is it's going to be all the big heavy hitters. I think he's going to announce like Green Lantern, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, maybe a Justice League movie, something along those lines, because we know David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, wants to have those characters as the face of DC Studios. But yeah guys, it looks like we're going to be getting a younger Superman. Henry Cavill is out, Ben Affleck might be directing. Lots and lots of change is happening at DC right now. It seems like a bit of a mess, but I know things will get better. It's just this really messy transition period that we're in. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think about all of this. I know a lot of people are going to be really mad at James Gunn and DC and Warner Brothers writers and all that for letting Henry Cavill go, but I trust James Gunn, and I think he's going to make a fantastic Superman movie, and I know the new Superman actor is going to do great. I think it's going to be a similar scenario as to when we saw, like, Ben Affleck take up the Batman mantle. Everyone was like, oh, this sucks, Ben Affleck sucks, I don't want to see him take over from Christian Bale. And then we saw Ben Affleck, and then everyone was like, oh, this guy is awesome, this is one of the best Batmans we've ever seen. Similar story happened with Robert Pattinson. Everyone was like, oh, the Twilight emo skinny guy, I don't want to see him as Batman, and now he's a lot of people's favorite Batman. So I think it's going to be a similar story with whoever they cast as Superman. Everyone's going to be like, oh, Henry Cavill was better, this and that, and then you're going to see the James Gunn Superman movie, and I think some opinions are going to be changed, and people are going to really like it, and it's going to be a lot more comic book accurate. He's going to have a brighter suit and be happier. We'll have to wait and see, I guess, but like I said, I think this was like the only way to progress the DCU and make it better. This turned out to be a way longer video than I was expecting, but I guess I'm just passionate about this topic. So guys, leave your comments down below of what you guys think about all of this, and where do you think Henry Cavill should go next? Should he go to James Bond, Marvel, or something else? Let me know. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be posting my Avatar: The Way of Water review either tonight or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But right now, this is the end of the video. Thank you again for watching. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next video.